welcome back to Herky the Cavalier's channel. I'm here today with Herky Milton, and we have some very special guests today. This is Henry and his parents Juan and Kara.
Hi.
Hi. So welcome to our channel, guys.
Happy to be here.
So
we watched like all your videos.
I love that. Were you guys in our New York vlog?
We were like really quickly without a dog.
So I will link that video there, but basically these two people just showed up to our New York pop-up in August, and they were just like, hi, we're from your hometown. And I'm like, what? Like, it was so random.
Not creepy at all.
No, not at all.
All.
It's all good. But basically, following the meetup in New York, they were on the wait list for a Cavalier, and they finally got their Cavalier. Actually, really fast.
Yeah,
you
really,
guys got
really
it,
quickly, actually.
like just a few weeks after.
We did call like between 30 and 40 different breeders.
Yeah. Quebec only or Ontario?
Oh no, but like Quebec and
Ontario,
the surroundings.
New York, New Jersey.
Really?
Yeah.
So you guys were willing to travel?
Oh yeah. We'll travel for dogs. Yeah.
When we saw you guys in New York, was your name already and deposit down for this breeder?
No, it was
actually,
not yet.
We had gone to visit another one.
Yes, exactly.
And
We had a false positive with another one.
Okay.
So
yeah, we got an email like just randomly like with someone that we had already contacted, and she was like, "Hey, I have a Blenheim boy available. Like, want to come and visit?" And we went, and we just like the timing wasn't right, and it just didn't like,
So you guys backed out for that?
Yeah,
one.
we backed out because we had to take him like right away.
Oh.
And then it was like right before we went to New York, and like
timing
just
wasn't right.
Yeah, it just wasn't.
And so you decided to wait a bit, and then you ended up with this guy.
Exactly. So we had contacted a lot of breeders, and one of the breeders got back to us. Hey, listen, I'm planning to have a litter soon. Let's talk. Basically, start from there. A quick discussion, a little bit about ourselves, how we.
Yeah, we filled out a bunch of forms, a bunch of adoption forms. There was a lot of back and forth at the beginning because I think they're really hesitant about the fact that we lived in an apartment, like in a condo, and they were like, "Well, how are you going to do it? You know, you're on the 8th floor. Like, how is that going to work?" And so they were very reluctant at the beginning. Then finally, like we spoke on the phone. I'm very convincing. So
she wears pink, but be careful.
Watch out. No, so we ended up just kind of like, you know, speaking and kind of going over things. And then next thing you know, they add us to a secret
Facebook group.
Yeah, Facebook group. Like a secret Facebook group. It says like puppies, summer 2019. And we're like, oh my God, like I think
this is happening.
But
they didn't tell us anything.
Yeah, nothing was confirmed. They just added us to the
group.
group. So it was very mysterious. It was very like,
oh my gosh.
It was very exciting.
And so from there, how did you know that you were getting a puppy from
and
that
still
litter?
from there, we still didn't know. Like she was posting pictures and I'm like, oh my goodness, like what if we're in this group and it's like not even sure, because like you never know really like what can happen.
That's just a tease if it's not like yours.
But it ended up being fine. Everyone in the group ended up being like husband or daughter, mother. So the group was big, but in the end, everyone was technically
getting a puppy.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
So one day we just contacted them. Hey, listen, thank you for adding us for the group.
What are the next steps? Like, what do we do?
What's happening? And they said you'll have a baby boy.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, that's so
that was done,
mysterious.
and it was done. And then it was put the deposit.
Come and visit.
We
organized the visit.
Exactly.
When Henry was 6 weeks, and still they were like, this is your boy. Like this
you
is
didn't get to choose. Oh
no,
my gosh.
we didn't choose. There were two Blenheim boys in the litter, and it was between the two of them. And we was just kind of just.
It just happened.
This is your boy. This
is him. This is Henry the Small.
The sleepy boy.
We have baptized him Henry the Small, and we have a little vlog with him, which will also be inserted here. Puppyhood is something very special because it goes by so fast, but also you feel like every day is a challenge. Am I right?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Is it ever? Is it ever? There's always something new, something to look out for.
And the thing is, before we got Henry, we both had family dogs.
Okay.
We both had experience with raising a dog. In both of our cases, we didn't really raise them. Like it was our parents
from puppyhood.
And we just played with the dogs. For Henry specifically, we did our research. So
what did you guys do to prepare for Henry?
So first
Watch
of
all of the Herky Milton videos.
But even before that, it was let's find a breed that's suitable for our lifestyle, that we'll be able to grow with now and in the next step of our lives.
Yeah.
When you were researching a breed, what were the criteria? Like couch potato? No.
Yeah, pretty much everything that like Henry is not right now. No, I'm just kidding. No, really, I think the fact that it would be like a calm, like love sponge. Very, able to be kind of like independent on their own as well, but also like when we're around, like we love the cuddles, like we want to be able to like cuddle our dog. And I think the fact also that they were very loyal, very, because like they're also used for therapy dogs as well, right?
Yes.
So I thought of that as well, and that kind of drew me to the breed as well.
We brought it down to a few breeds, and at that point it dawned on Kara that she had a toy when she was little.
Yeah, I had a Beanie Baby, actually. I didn't even realize. Yeah, I had one of those Beanie Babies. I think the name is Regal.
Regal, okay.
It was a Cavalier.
Is it a TY?
Yeah, TY.
And then we saw photos.
Cavalier. Yeah.
And then it was over. That was it.
And then we came to the New York meetup, and then saw all of like just the community too. Like I feel like everyone is just so welcoming, and so like
it is a nice community.
Yeah, I really love the community. That was also another like.
So you were sold.
Oh, we were sold. Every single person that I meet, that I see, your dog is so beautiful. Your dog is so beautiful. What a beautiful dog.
Is he real?
Is he even real? Like,
is that a plush?
Yeah.
So it seems like you guys were super prepared for a puppy. And even then, you get surprised with things.
So we watched all your videos. We watched a lot of other
it's like dog training videos.
Online. I read a lot about on it. Yeah. We doggy proofed the apartment. We bought 2 crates, one for the night, one for the day.
They're so prepared, guys. Oh my god.
A travel one. Like we were ready.
Everything was prepared.
Okay. And then your first 24 hours with Henry, like how?
Oh my goodness.
How crazy was it, and how did he surprise you guys?
Pretty okay. Like the first night was pretty good too. Like he slept. He slept in his little crate, right?
And then the next
day.
Of course, we don't know how to feed a dog. Like we know how much to give him. We don't understand why he's barking, why like he's biting, why like he wants to go somewhere and then not. And so first thing he does is probably pee everywhere in the apartment within the next.
Training was
first,
a thing.
Yeah.
It was
within the first 8 hours, I think he peed everywhere in the apartment.
Yeah.
Did you guys get the enzymatic spray?
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
No, what we found actually, the biting is kind of getting a little bit out of hand. Like he's like obsessed with my hair. Like he'll eat my hair. He'll eat like any kind of cardboard that he'll find or any kind of paper, whatever. He'll try to rip it apart. So we're like, okay, this is kind of getting out of hand. The peeing everywhere is getting out of hand. What do we do? So we called a trainer to come in.
She sat down with us, and basically we went through our day-to-day and what we can do to better that for him. So the first news was your apartment, although not big, was too big for Henry.
Like he wasn't making it on time to get to his to get to his spot. So we thought he was doing it just because like he doesn't realize where he is, but he does know where he has to pee. It's just that like he can't control himself, so the timing was such that like he couldn't make it. So by sectioning off a part of our apartment, he understood now, okay, like I just have to go to this area. And also treats helped a lot. But like we had to be on him all the time. Like as soon as he would get up and go pee, like you gotta follow him. Like he puts his bum down. As soon as like butts up, like you have to like immediately like give him a treat and like celebrate the fact that like he peed in the right spot.
Especially when they're puppies, they have to pee every 2 hours max. If they can last 2 hours. And so at night it was very difficult because he was in his little crate. I would sleep maybe 3 hours a night for the first week, 2 weeks. He would bite the crate
as well.
And he would keep us up all night. And so we found a solution that we asked the trainer if it was okay. And can he sleep in the bed with us? And the trainer was like, that's all up to you. There's nothing that says that you can't. And so we tried it one night and he slept the whole night through.
Yeah. No problem.
And it's so much more cozy on the bed.
Of course it is, right? Of course.
I'll wake up every 3 hours to make sure that like he goes to the bathroom, just not to have any accidents.
Yeah, or just the discomfort. Too,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah. Exactly, because you know when he's not comfortable, he'll start scratching or moving a lot, or waking up and
or biting.
What I really love is the fact that they both took time off of work to like be with Henry for the first few weeks of his life. Like, how important do you guys think it is to spend that time with the puppy when you first get a puppy?
Oh my goodness, you can't leave him in a crate for 8 hours on his own. Like you just can't.
Because you guys are very fortunate, but a lot of people adopt a dog and then on Monday they go to work.
Yeah, it's difficult.
It's very difficult. I think there is no best time to get a dog, whether it's a
right, because
puppy.
you have to live your life as well.
Exactly.
Like for sure, like you have to do life.
Whether it's a puppy or an adult, exactly.
Right.
But you do need to take the time that it takes to do things right. In this case, potty train, make sure that there's no anxiety issues. Puppies leave their home where they're with their mother and their siblings for all the time to a home where there's, if you're lucky, one person there.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be alone in a crate for 8 hours, that might not be conductive to future behaviors or to anxiety or anything related to that.
Yeah. So it's not ideal for everybody, and not everybody like has the luxury of doing what you guys can. Sure. But ideally, this is what you should do when you adopt a puppy. It's a whole new environment. They're basically leaving their parents, their siblings, like you said, to a whole new environment, and it's so sad. I think your job as a new dog parent is to make sure that the puppy is as comfortable as possible, and just be there to at least train the puppy that this is his new environment, that this is how things should be done.
I feel like you want to get him, like, or the puppy as comfortable as possible, and also like instill those like good habits as early as possible. Yeah. I feel like down the line it's gonna save you so much trouble.
So much better. Right? Because imagine if you guys, like, on Monday you had to go to work. Like, how would you have started potty training? It's like you do 2 days like super well, Saturday, Sunday, and then on Monday it's like
the
his whole schedule
is lost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what I always repeat that is the most important for puppies and for dogs in general is like consistency and patience. It's just like over and over and over again, right?
Keywords. Yeah, I think those are the magic words there. Yeah.
We've also read online of people who come back during their lunch to make sure the dog.
Pixel's parents do that.
Yeah.
One day is Chris, one day is Sean. Come back during lunch, even now.
And sometimes
it's cute, right?
Like, I would do that.
So aside from those challenges, can you tell us like what other kind of mishaps or things that happened with Henry? It seems like you have a lot of stories.
He's a little daredevil. I know it doesn't look like much right now, but
first of all, he loves cardboard, but not to chew. To eat. So he will eat our Christmas tree box, whatever box we have, he will eat. We're big fans of coffee table books, and we had to remove our coffee table books because he was starting to bite the nice ones.
You have to like puppy proof your whole environment, like change just for a little while anyway. You gotta change everything and just put everything like really up high.
Anything he can bite, will bite.
Okay.
And try to eat.
Were you guys expecting this?
No.
No.
So it caught you by surprise. The fact
I was
that he
expecting
was
this
all the time.
This is what I was expecting. Yeah.
We're really expecting the perfect dog.
We weren't expecting to be at the vet so often either, were we?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
And so
were we?
The worst experiences.
We've had him for now exactly a month.
Yeah.
At home, and in the month we've been to the vet emergency room twice in that month. Let's talk about the first one.
I think the first one was just kind of like paranoid like new puppy parents.
So,
I think that's what
happened that day.
My birthday was happening at home. We had some spicy chicken, and Henry was already at the apartment, and we think, maybe not, some of the spicy mix might have gotten in his eyes, and his eyes got really red. His third eyelid got swollen.
It was red, and it was kind of like,
his eyes got swollen and really red, and it's not something you want to see after 2 weeks of your dog.
And he was kind of like a little shifty and like looking. It was scary. Initially, we thought it was a lot of things.
Yeah, exactly. Allergic reaction.
There were a lot of people too that day, so like maybe by somebody touching him or whatever, that like spice could have gotten in his eye or something.
So was that after everybody left that you realized?
No, actually,
we had to cut the party short because
really.
We went to check up on him and make sure everything's okay, and I just got up and told Kara we're gonna have to go to the emergency room.
Yeah.
And I got to the table and told everyone who was just finishing their main.
We didn't even have cake. Like we didn't even get to the cake.
Guys, thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Kara and I are gonna go to the vet right now.
To the vet right now.
We don't know what it is, so we don't want to take any chance. Thank you. We'll have a do-over eventually. And everyone just went like, "Oh, okay, bye."
Good friends.
Everybody understood. Oh, that was the great part.
So what ended up happening when you went to the vet? Like, what did they tell you, or what did they do?
It took really long to be seen as well. So that was already reassuring because we knew that, like, okay, it's probably not that big of a deal because
they just made you wait.
That's right.
No, just make us wait.
Well, they saw him.
We got there. They saw him first, and then they were like, okay, it can wait a bit. Like, he didn't have any trouble breathing. He didn't have any symptoms of allergy. His eyes were just swollen and red.
Which is what they told us to monitor for while we were waiting in the waiting area.
And nothing happened. And to this day, we don't know necessarily.
So they just dismissed you?
Well, they gave us a prescription for Benadryl, children's Benadryl, actually.
For allergies, just in
for
case.
allergies, and, yeah. So
come to after a month now, we think he was just exhausted, and that he did not know when to stop, and so his body was basically saying go to sleep, and he didn't want to, and his eyelids weren't following his. So it's something you have to watch out for,
right?
Because he is a very energetic puppy,
and puppies need a lot of sleep.
So it's for peace of mind that you guys want.
Oh my God, yeah.
Exactly. And our breeder already had us covered with an insurance.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that month. Yeah,
so,
exactly.
So he came with a free month of insurance. We were already dead set on insurance before we got him.
Good.
It turns out that that our breeder... Bye. Okay, I'm dogless. But a partnership with Trupanion.
Yeah.
And so we had the first month free.
Oh, not our vet, our breeder.
Our breeder, sorry.
Yeah,
our breeder,
the breeder had a partnership with Trupanion.
Yeah.
And so we already wanted to go with them. And so it turned out that we just ended up signing up with them.
Shop around with insurance and then you guys knew you wanted that company, or it just happened that your breeder had that and then you decided to continue?
We wanted to go with Trupanion already. Mostly from your videos.
So our second visit to the vets was special. That's where Trupanion actually
really came in handy.
Yeah. And so little Henry here, we had taken, after the first visit to the vet, we weren't sure if it was the bully sticks making him allergic, so we had taken them away from him just as a precaution. And we just decided to reintegrate them 3 days ago.
He really likes his bully sticks. Yeah. To try to get it away, like he'll give it to you, but he really loves his bully sticks. So he, do
you guys like the nervous laughter?
you know what's coming next. As I was approaching, he just was loving it so much that he decided to swallow it whole. And I'm thinking, in my head at first, I wasn't completely alarmed because I felt like, okay, well, bully stick, you can eat it, technically it's digestible, it's fine. But then I was like, oh, well, what if he's choking and I don't even know that he's choking? Or what if, all the what ifs that you could think were going through my head.
And while this is happening, I'm cooking, and I just hear, Juan, can you please come here? Juan, can you please come here?
And he's like, what? What do you want?
Exactly. And after the third time, Kara says, I think he just swallowed a bully stick. And so I dropped the knife, I go to the living room.
Immediately, dialing the emergency, vet number, immediately.
I try to get it out.
And this is
you tried to get it out?
Yeah, he stuck his fingers.
I stuck my finger to see if I could feel it, because maybe it wasn't. I didn't know what size, because when you're told, I think he swallowed something, you don't know exactly the length, where it is.
And to be honest, I thought he still had it in his mouth. I thought he just was holding on to it. Exactly. I figured he swallowed the whole thing, right?
And so I can feel it, but I can't get it. We're calling the vet, and basically
the response was just
no, that's going to be very difficult to do. Please come to the emergency.
Immediately.
Come immediately.
So we're we just grab
by the time we grab the coat, he goes to pee, and we're like, oh, it's okay. He's not in pain. He's not doing anything.
He's sitting there wagging his tail.
Was he choking at all?
No, he had this weird little cough of when you have something stuck, and that's it. Yeah. And nothing.
So it wasn't
No, there was no struggle.
He just ate something, right? Nothing weird. We just rushed to the vet. I'm just there okay, don't fall asleep. Don't fall asleep. Don't fall asleep. Yeah. And we're trying to keep him awake, and
for once we're trying to keep him awake.
And he's doing that weird little cough, and we're really stressed. So we get to the vet, and immediately
they just take him. They take him.
They're like, oh, that's Henry. Fine. We were walking through the door, and that's the first thing they say. We think he swallowed a bully stick whole.
Yeah, they're trying to understand how big it was. Fairly thin, so he just went like this, and you can kind of swallow it whole. And so they're trying to gauge okay, how big was it? How what are we looking for? Kind of thing. Was it chewed?
What are we looking for?
They kind of explained to us the only way that we can kind of understand what's going on or where it is, to see if it's reached his stomach or if it's in his esophagus, where it is. We have to take an X-ray of him. So we proceeded to do the X-rays, which apparently he did not want to sit still for. So they come back, they show us the pictures, and it's amazing
fast,
how everything is so fast.
And by the way, they go to the same vet that we do. So if you've seen all our vet vlogs, it's at that same amazing place.
Yes. Yeah, and they're really
24
great.
hours.
Oh, it's 24 hours.
24 hours.
Yeah, with vet specialists there, and they have all the facilities, and it's so clean, and it smells great.
They're super kind. Yeah. They're very, very reassuring.
Yes.
They know who you are.
Even on the phone, they were I was panicking on the phone, and they were like, don't worry, sir, just come to the emergency.
You were so scared.
They're cool, right?
Yeah, and
They're so
Yeah.
cool.
Well,
I love them.
you know, like that, and that gives you that that
For
confidence and that reassurance, of course, right?
You get the X-ray right away, basically.
Yeah, right away.
They said
Come
we
back.
need to take an X-ray to make sure because we see that something's stuck, but we're not.
How could they see that?
Well, they tried to see and they saw that like there was something that wasn't okay, but they weren't sure and they couldn't see or reach or by normal means. And they come back and they go like,
And they show us, like,
they
literally,
show us.
they're showing us, like, do you see here, like, this is the space where his esophagus is supposed to be, and then you see here this, like, there's, like, this foreign object here that's taking up all of this space, and I'm like, oh my god.
What is that?
And they were saying, like, so clearly here from this picture, we can see that, you know, the bully stick hasn't made its way completely to the stomach, which would have been, like, a better case scenario, but still, like, the best case scenario, but still, like, a better case scenario, because it would have digested it.
Yeah, in the stomach, it's already acidic enough, it can just, like, dissolve the bully stick. But since he's so small, it was probably, like, just stuck in the
Exactly,
esophagus.
between his mouth and his stomach, midway. And at this point, we didn't know really for scale what the size of what we were seeing.
Yeah.
And so they were glad that it wasn't in his trachea.
Oh yeah,
because then he would have choked.
Yeah.
Then he would have choked.
So they didn't know at the beginning, but then after they were like, okay, it's not in his trachea, so we have two options. We either give him anesthesia
and go in with like a little camera.
Go in with a little camera and then pull it out. Option one.
Another
option two
was that
X-rays every hour for 24 hours.
Yeah, just to
make
kind of monitor it.
But if it doesn't pass, it will get worse.
Yeah, that was like a hope for the best situation.
Yeah.
And still it had its downsides because it would have still like irritated his esophagus. Like there could have been some kind of like, who knows, like some kind of complication, whatever.
So what did you guys opt for?
We opted for option one, like without even like hesitating or like just get it out of there. Like,
so did you guys stay there or you guys just left him? Like,
so
what
no,
happened?
so they tell us option one and they say it's $2,500 approximately.
We're like, yeah,
okay.
And when you get a puppy, you plan for these things. But at this stage, we weren't ready to just put $2,500.
You guys literally just put thousands on him.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And puppy-proofing the house and all of these expenses.
Buying the crates.
Oh, it was completely
and
unexpected.
we weren't sure like what was happening, and so I just called the insurance company.
This was like we were now at like midnight.
This was midnight.
And they answered the phone?
They answered.
Yeah, they're open 24/7. Immediately, the calmest people I've ever heard on the phone.
It's not a problem. Don't worry. We'll take care of it.
So please tell me just what happened. We'll take care of it. And I'm like, all right, so how does this work? All right, so since this is an emergency, we'll talk to the vet. We'll pay what the insurance will cover.
Directly to the
and
vet.
you just cover your part.
Wow.
On the spot. And
so you don't have to even pay it up front and then get a reimbursement.
So that's what exactly. So we tell that to the clinic. They say perfect. Let's just send them everything. Let's just make sure it works with the hospital. The hospital says yes, everything's good. And they say, okay, so they were basically just waiting for that. All the time we were figuring out with the insurance and everything. They had already put the cone, making sure that everything is okay for him. They were just waiting for the financial part to be taken care of before they would proceed with anything.
What did that $2,500 include?
Yeah, I covered the blood test, the x-rays, the anesthetic,
the time,
the actual physical procedure, and then the hospital,
the stay.
The stay.
Because he stayed almost 24
Almost 24 hours.
For monitoring.
They wanted to keep him, They wanted to keep him to monitor him.
That also included the meds after and the post-care. So if we have any issues with him right now. A follow-up, exactly.
Yeah.
And so all of that was included. And basically as soon as the hospital said, yes, it's covered, we're good to go, they said, all right, have a nice evening.
Yeah.
That's it.
And they would call us like,
weren't you guys so relieved in that moment?
Yeah, really.
Like
yes,
really, really.
yes.
Of course you would have paid that amount, but
that's not even a question.
Like it's a given. It's your new puppy. You've had him for a month, but like just knowing that people are there to take care of him at the hospital and by the insurance company and just like this.
Exactly. Whether we had insurance or not, that wasn't even a question.
Yeah,
it's just comforting to know that like all these people are actually making it really easy for you to make this decision that sometimes isn't that easy. We're lucky enough that we're in this position, but it's not the same case for everyone. And the fact that the vets are now pushing for insurance, that everyone take insurance, and they even have pamphlets on at the clinic, it's a move forward.
Yeah. I love that the vets are actually pushing for that because we've had some vets on our channel too. And what's really hard for them is when dog owners don't have insurance and like they know that if only they had insurance, like they can save a pet's life. And when you don't do the surgery, you're basically just putting your pet
down.
Down.
Yeah.
So it can really save a pet's life, honestly.
For sure.
So
In this case, it really saved him because we left. About 3 hours later, we got a call in the middle of the night.
It was about 3 a.m.
Exactly. Hey guys, how's it going? Super happy.
Super happy, man. Super happy.
We're there, like, we finally managed to fall
Close our
asleep
eyes.
because
Yeah.
we were so stressed.
Yeah.
So we got the bully stick. Everything's good. He just woke up. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay,
Top
that's
shape.
Top shape.
No complications.
No complications.
Perfect.
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so that was it. And then we got the next day to the vet. They show us what he had ingested.
Okay.
Having this little like plastic like exhibit A, you know.
Oh my god. Yeah, we'll insert a photo here. But oh my gosh, you guys, that is such a big bully stick. And for his size,
Yeah.
my gosh, it's like half his body size.
And
yeah.
so going for option 2 that was suggested to us
Mm-hmm.
before we knew anything.
Which was
Right.
X-ray every few hours.
Yeah.
To see if it
Monitoring.
passes.
Mhm.
It would have probably passed, but it was too big for his stomach, so there could have been a puncture eventually, and could have been a lot worse, a lot more
Just
complications.
like a really big tummy ache too.
Yeah, and
Like,
a
oh,
lot of
A lot of
complications.
gas, probably.
Yeah, probably.
She's probably
and
really
discomfort.
messy.
Yeah.
Glad we went that road.
That's rough.
Everything's good. He's back to
His-
2000%.
his
Oh, he's so
esophagus-
2000. Yeah.
His esophagus is pretty. Apparently, it's all good.
Perfect.
Back to normal.
So glad.
So-
Guys, welcome to Cavalier Puppyhood. And
Thank you.
parenthood, actually.
Thank
love
you.
it. I
Welcome.
love it. I love everything about it. I love everything about being a dog.
So
mom.
amazing.
Love.
I love how you guys are so prepared and you guys are so caring and doing everything you can for Henry. I really, really love to see that.
Learning from the best.
So guys, if you want to follow Henry on Instagram, his handle is Henry Cav
Henry
Life.
Cav
I'm going to
Life.
insert his link right here and in the description box below. If you guys are on Instagram, go say a little hello to Henry. I wanted to thank you guys for coming on our channel.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thanks
So
for having me.
we'll see them again for sure. We're like BFFs now. So if
Thank
you're
you.
new to our channel, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up this video, and ring the bell so you don't miss any future videos. And until next time, we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.